The final recording of this session is about recording results and managing your references. Now, in a systematic process of searching, even if it isn't specifically for a systematic review, it's always useful to make sure you remember what terms you used, which databases you used, the number of results that you found. And it's also important that if you want to save references, that you have a place to save them. Now, we all have different ways of keeping our electronic documents, and that works fine. But if we can attach the documents to a database that we create ourselves, where we have authors and titles and everything we need about that reference and the document, all in one place, that makes a very rich database, which is personal to our topics of interest and our research. So I'm providing here just one page with lots of links, which I'm hoping you'll find useful. First of all, for recording results, and that means you're looking at them, you're saying, I've searched this number of databases, this is the name, this is the number of results I got from each database. So this is the number crunching of the practical side of what you did. Then Prisma is an example of a resource to use. But you could also use an Excel spreadsheet where you list the databases, you put a date beside each, which date you searched them, what number of results you got, then the number of results when you looked at all the titles and the abstracts, and the final number of results whenever you read the articles, so that you have a neat final number of articles that are useful and relevant to you. Prisma is another version. It's a visual diagram that allows you to do this, and it's definitely worth exploring this. It's a very neat way to demonstrate. It has the checklist, flow diagrams, etc. built in, and it's very, very professional to add it in to your work. Now, when it comes to managing references, well, this is about choosing a bibliographic management software. There are free, and I've listed 3 here you might want to consider. And I would consider doing this very early on. So although I mention it as that in this last recording, I think it's very important that you consider this before you formally begin your searching. Anything you want to hold on to, if you find them, there's no point in trying to put them into a reference system afterwards. The purpose of a reference management system is to get it into a system so you can refer back to it during the entire experience of this systematic search. Now, Mendeley is a very easy one to use, as is Zotero, and they allow you a certain amount of space on a server. You will access it through the web, and it means that it's constantly updated when you're adding material to it. So these are all worth pursuing, but I would consider doing this very early on. When I click here, it brings us to the guide that we have here at Queen's, and it gives you information on each of these resources. Now, we're not able to support them, and we always say, you know, be careful what you choose. If it's free, you never know when it's going to be taken away. But these are 2 solid, reasonably solid ones that have been around for a long, long time, and a lot of students and staff would use them. It also allows you to share your content with other people who you might be working with as well. So spend a little bit of time getting to know these. We use EndNote here at Queen's, so this takes me back into the whichever institution you're registered with. Check and see if they have a reference management system that they support, because that way you will have someone who will walk you through using it. That said, most people find reference management systems quite easy to use, and certainly when we're running training sessions at Queen's, people don't really need to turn up to find out how to use it. It's more afterwards they want to do something a little bit more advanced with it. So all of the systems are designed to be straightforward, but I would definitely take time to choose one and use it at the very beginning. And at this point then, we have concluded. We're right back to the beginning of this process, because this is the point where, with a final list of agreed articles, you will be analysing and writing up the work. I hope this has been of use and wish you very, very well in the future with all searching in whatever shape and form it comes.